Hello everyone, I Jhalak Patel from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. Welcomes you to the session of electromagnetic theory. Today we are going to discuss about Unit 2's second part, that is magnetostatic, with topic Biot-Savart law. So let's start the session. First of all, let me give you some brief introduction about the magnetostatics from unit number 2. So basically, as we see for the electric field, that it creates the electric flux lines and it will be from the positive Q to negative Q. But in case of magnetic field line, it is always closed in nature. Means it will create a loop like this. Here, without magnetic charges, magnetic field can only arise indirectly, and any charges in motion can produce the magnetic field like this. Here you can say that one current filament is there, which is one current filament, and at every instant of time there is a closed loop is formed that will create a magnetic field in that particular rod. So the direction of current is like this. It can be shown by the arrow, and it will create the flux lines or field lines. It is denoted in a circular or a closed loop form. So this is how the magnetic field lines are created. Now, what type of current distribution is that? So we have seen about the different charge distribution, but when we talk about the magnetic field, we have to do the current distribution. So any single charge moving at a constant velocity can produce a magnetic field. Okay, so when the velocity is constant, then acceleration is zero, because according to acceleration it is the rate of change in velocity with respect to time. But if velocity is constant, means it cannot be varied, then we can say that change in velocity is zero and change in velocity is nothing but acceleration, so acceleration will become zero. But here some charge will produce the magnetic field. That's why current distribution has a different types. First type is uniform current distribution or uniform current density, means over complete filament that current is constant. So for the uniform current density, consider one box. Here for this particular cube, the current distribution or current flowing is denoted by I. So basically here we can say that a slab of height h and width w, then the uniform current density can be denoted by J. J can be uniform current density term. Here also we can take the current sheet as well as the sheet charge density for the case. So for the current sheet as well as for the surface current density, here we consider one rectangle, and in that rectangular the flux lines will go in the upward direction. So we can say that all the flux lines goes in the upward direction. So it has again uniform current density. So in that case, if you want to find out the current, then it will be the surface integration of current density into ds. Why this equation? Because J means current density. Current density is nothing but current per area, means I upon A. Its unit is ampere per meter square current upon area. So can I say that I is equal to J into A? J into A means density into area. So it can also be written in forms of integral. So it will be surface integration J dot ds. If I want to write down the equation in form of the line charge distribution, then it will be I is equal to integration over K dl. If we talk about the differential length, then this equation is right. In case of surface charge distribution, it will be integration over J ds. If I talk about the volume charge distribution, because there are three types of charge distribution: line charge, sheet charge, or volume charge distribution. So according to that, the first one is due to line charge. You can also write down this equation like integration rho L dA, where rho L is simply current density, and current density can be written in form of coulomb per meter. Same way, J is our surface charge density, means surface per unit area. Okay, surface per unit area or surface charge per unit area. Here if we talk about the current, then it is surface current per unit area, then its unit is ampere per meter square. If I say that for per volume, then we can denote it with the rho v in case of charge distribution, and in that case we take the unit coulomb per meter cube, but here we talk about the current distribution. That's why here unit is the ampere per meter cube. That means our equation will becomes like this: rho v into dv. Integration over rho v dv will becomes the total current I. Rho v is volume charge density. Its unit is ampere per meter cube. Now let's see one important law related to magnetic field is Biot-Savart law. So first let's see how it can be formed. So it is basically used to find the differential magnetic field intensity. Now magnetic field intensity is denoted by the vector h bar. Differential magnetic field intensity means dh bar. So basically this Biot-Savart law is used to find out the magnetic field intensity of a current filament. So magnitude of that differential field intensity at any point is proportional to the product of current, differential length, product of current and differential length means I into dx. Then it is the sine angle between filament and line connecting a differential length. Sine angle means sine theta between filament as well as current, and at a distance, it also depends on the distance from point P to where the filament is located. See, in case of the charge distribution or in case of electric field intensity, what we have done is we have to put the particular charge at one point and the second point at where we require the field intensity. Here the same concept is used, but instead of the charge we speak the word that is filament, means current filament. So let's see how it can be formed. So here if you see, here one filament is there in yellow color and one point P is there. P is the point where we require to find the differential field intensity, means differential magnetic field intensity dH bar. We want to calculate differential field intensity at point P, and this yellow color line is our current filament. Okay, so in that current filament we have taken some small amount of current filament length, that is dl1, dl4 to dln, and each has some amount of current flowing through it. So let's take that in a blue color, that is IDL. IDL is our small current filament and point P is where we require to find out the field intensity. So basically in this case the equation or distance can be taken from IDL to point P, means you have to subtract the location of P from the location of the IDL. Means first if I said that location of P is 1, 2, 3 and IDL is located at 0, 0, 1, then you have to do 1, 2, 3 minus 0, 0, 1, means the point where we require to find magnetic field intensity minus the point where the actual filament is located. Okay. So according to this statement, we can write down the mathematical expression of Biot-Savart law, that is differential magnetic field intensity is dH is equal to I into dl, product of current and differential length of filament, means IDL. Then sine angle between current filament and that particular point is sine theta, and it is inversely proportional to the distance between the current filament as well as between the point. So it is r, so it will be r square. Here the constant is taken is 1 upon 4 pi. So complete equation for the Biot-Savart law for finding out the differential magnetic field intensity is nothing but IDL sine theta upon 4 pi r square. Okay. Now here the direction of dH is normal to the plane of differential current filament and line drawn towards the point P. Now if we want to use the cross product, because in unit number 1 we have studied that according to cross product A bar cross B bar will becomes AB sine theta. So here if you see this equation, there is a term sine theta is there, means obviously there will be a cross product between two vectors. So I can say that this differential field intensity, this differential magnetic field intensity can also be written in terms of the cross product, that is IDL bar cross AR bar, because angle sin theta is between the filament and point P distance, and filament and point P distance is nothing but R. So we have to take the unit vector of that particular case, means AR bar upon 4 pi r square as it is. Okay, so you can also write this equation in terms of cross product, where AR bar is the unit vector in the direction of between, or in the distance between differential current filament and point P. So now this equation can also be written, because this is differential field intensity. If we want field intensity, so we have to do the integration of the equation. So if you do the integration of the equation, your closed loop integration is done, because magnetic field create closed loop around it, and that's why we have done the closed loop integration. Ideal cross AR upon 4 pi r square. These are the terms that I already said, that ideal is differential filament and r is the distance between filament and point P. So now we can also write down this equation in terms of other distribution, like in case of the shape charge we can also write, in case of volume charge distribution we can also write. So in all the three cases you have to replace that particular ideal. Like if it is a dl, means differential length, then ideal is there. If there is a differential surface, then kds is there. So this is the equation for differential surface, that is kds cross AR upon 4 pi r square. Now if you want to write down the equation for the volume distribution, then it will be rho p dv cross AR upon 4 pi r square. This is the third equation for volume distribution. Same way in all the three cases, if you want to find out the magnetic field intensity, then it will be the integration of differential part. Now let's see one example related to it, that is, estimate the incremental field dx2 at a particular point T2 caused by a point T1 of I1 dl bar, that is 2 pi az bar microampere per meter. Given point T1 is 400 and T2 is our 030. So here 2 points are there, T1 and T2, and we have to find out the differential field intensity at the second point, means at point P2. So P2 is our desired point and filament is located at a point that is 400. Okay, so basically for calculating the R, what you have to do is you have to do 030 minus 400. Why? Because 030 is our desired point where we require field intensity, and 400 is a point where our filament is located. So in this case, obviously Bar-Savart law can be used. So equation of Bar-Savart law is IDL bar cross AR bar upon 4 pi r square. The main thing is to find out the R bar. So as I said, it is 030 minus 400. If you subtract this 2, it will become minus 4ax plus 3ay. But in this case, we have to find out the AR bar. AR bar is our unit vector. Unit vector means vector upon magnitude. So we have vector and magnitude. So let's put it over here. We get the unit vector. Now let's put the values in our original equation of Bar-Savart law. So it will be like this. Here ideal bar is already given in the problem statement, that is 2 pi microampere. So microampere is 10 raised to minus 6. So 2 pi into 10 raised to minus 6 is z bar upon 4 pi r square. R square is 5 square cross. Please note that here cross product is there. So cross minus 4ax plus 3ay divided by 5. So here you have to do the cross product of three terms, that is az cross ax. So if you see this diagram, here az cross ax gives you ay, and the next is az cross ay, z cross y cross z is x. So z cross y is minus x. So it will becomes the minus 4ax plus ay like this. So if you multiply this, it will gives you answer minus 16ay minus 12ax. Please note these two cross product values, that is z cross x is y and z cross y is minus x, because it is a cross b equal to minus b cross z. That's why your negative sign is there. Okay, so this is how you can find out the differential field intensity at any point. If 2 points are given for the filament distribution is given, you can easily find out the differential field intensity at any point. Please, if you have any doubts or queries regarding the session, you can ask me on my email ID. Thank you for watching.